Ratnesh, you're talking on mute.
Okay, I hope you can hear me now. And yeah, thank you for making me realize that I'm talking on mute. So good evening, everybody, and excited to have you all here. And I'm very excited um, to hear these stories, which are going to come to you in just few minutes. Um, So normally in these meetups, we do. It's actually a very informal meetup where we have a lot of discussions. People ask questions and so on and so forth. But today is a little different. Today we have uh, families who are here as guests, not as guests, as host and guest both, to share their journey. So today is a turn to listen, because it's I would say it's very um, interesting, at least for me, and always insightful. A lot of people ask me, they ask me, "Hey, how did your children learn, and what are they doing?" and all of those kind of questions. And I say, "Thama, thama, thama. Ask me, how did I learn?" and and what all I have learned in this journey of open learning. So forget the kids. Uh, I think I have learned so much, uh, not in terms of, I would say, quantity, or even in terms of quantity, but quantity and quality and everything. And I'm always so amazed at, wow, meaning this is really like a huge blessings. Where did I get these blessings from? I have no idea. So we have invited 5 families today from whom I have learned, and there are many more families. We started our journey in of Aarohi started its journey in 2008 because we thought, hey, anyway, open learning is so much fun. It makes even more sense to have this fun with more families, and that is why we started Aarohi in 2008, that time in Bangalore, so that more families can come together in this homeschooling, unschooling, open learning. So don't get confused with these terms; they're all the same. So whether you call it homeschooling, unschooling, we call it open learning. And the best part of being with so many families, which means so many children, so many parents, even so many grandparents, has been that at least I have learned a huge amount. And the learning has been joyous, and the learning has been all together, and the learning has been amazing. So I'm always very excited to hear stories and little insight. Though the maximum learning I've had is in observing or working with people, with all the people whom you will meet today, and with so many other people, right? So today's meetup, we would actually kind of stay mute. So we will not really be coming on, inviting the guests, as in all the attendees here on mic. We'll just listen to um, the the guests who are sharing their journey. And if you have any thoughts, any comments, any questions also, please go ahead, put them in the chat. I don't think we would have the time to take on the questions. If there is some time, we will see if we can take on those questions. But the idea is not to get your questions answered. If you have a question, just put it out there, and we will take up these questions subsequently. Don't worry, in many different ways in our WhatsApp groups, in the other meetups that we have on other Saturdays, and so on and so forth. We'll ensure we'll cover kind of all your questions. But today, the idea is not to get your questions answered. So please don't look for that. Rather, just enjoy, just listen uh, of the various journeys, and yeah, and I think that's what we are here for, right? So we'll straight away start with, so we have 5 families with children of various ages, so we're starting with the younger age first. And so I'm inviting Nalini. Nalini, can you come on the video? And yeah, and I also wanted to say, with the screen share that we have, is that we are doing a workshop tomorrow, and most probably this workshop will also get repeated on one of the weekdays, mostly Tuesday night. So if you are interested in actually getting answers to a lot of your questions, attend this workshop. Today, let's just listen. Yeah. So with that, yeah, Nalini is there. Okay, super. So let's start. I'll just spotlight right. Yeah. So over to Nalini. Let's hear her journey till now, and uh, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah, I better go
Yes.
mute.
So, hello everyone. My name is Nalini Ashwin. Can you hear me? Is it audible?
Yeah,
My voice.
Nalini, little camera.
Volume?
If you can point it little down, as
Yeah,
face is getting little cut. Yeah.
right. Yeah. Yes. So, yeah. So, my name is Nalini, and we are living in Baroda, but basically from Bangalore. And we are open learning from the beginning when the children were very young. And I'll just share the background how it was really natural to choose this. And because I am always been a self-led learner, and I remember when I was very young, maybe 4 or 5 year old, when these tables were introduced into our curriculum, and my father showed me how we can do by multiplying and addition, how we can do these tables of higher numbers. And from there onwards, like I did not wanted to memorize. I never memorized, and if you ask me, I don't know how the table of 14, 17, 18, 19. So from like 1 to 12, I know 13, but afterwards I did not memorize. And it was natural for me. I never liked memorizing, and even in school days I never memorized. And both my parents never forced me to to study this or that, and they had confidence in me. And that's how that my childhood and how my whole thing was there. And maybe that's how I was relaxed in learning or whatever, in choosing anything. So that background helped me when I became mom also. So that naturally I am intuitive, and we do relaxed learning, and there is no stress, and I'm not thinking, or we are not thinking what next. So we are relaxed. And my children are 6 year olds, they are twin boys. And they just watch, they are observing, and they are doing. And yes. Sorry, I was distracted. Okay, I'll come back. So
Yeah.
they do.
No, please don't worry about the chat. Today we're not looking at the chat. We are only sharing our journeys. People's
Yeah.
questions we will take in future sessions. So
Yes.
yeah. Just forget the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are like, from like any children, they are just observing and soaking in. And we are also enjoying their childhood. After I became mother, I'm growing up with them. Like I'm also a 6 year old now, and they do anything and everything whatever we are doing. So if we are doing yogasana, they also beside us, we don't invite, they are always there, and they do yogasana. When I'm doing chanting meditation, they do that. And when I'm doing anything, any work, they come with their sketchbook and draw. So like that, everything is very natural, and they don't look or refer any drawing as such. So they are, whatever they see around, they see the nature, plants, sky, moon, stars. So whatever is surrounding, and the people also, they draw, they say amma and they say appa, they draw these things. So everything is just natural and organic, and really love that what they are doing. And they also, whenever I am reading, they also sketch, draw, and all these things are happening. Everything is natural, and they are into life skills. So if I want to put in that term, so they do that also. They are doing their own work, they are independent in that way. They fold their clothes, they help me in putting clothes into washing machine, and they bring out that and dry the clothes, and help me in that arranging utensils or anything, so and everything. And I have not handheld or shown taught them anything like basic abcd or anything till now. So they have learned on their own. So because they love watching cartoons, certain cartoons they only chose, Peppa Pigs, Leo the Truck, Four Cars, Hop Hop Owl. They only chose. I didn't introduce anything. They wanted to see that. And by watching that, they have learned so many words. At that age, I never used these terms like messy or big, small, so many things. I don't remember right now, like so many words they are using. And so they are exposed to 4 languages here. As my mother tongue, our mother tongue is Kannada, and we are in Gujarat. So they are exposed to 4 languages: Kannada, Hindi, English, Gujarati. So their vocabulary is mix of all these 4 languages. They use all the 4 languages. They like in between, so beautifully. I cannot. So if you ask me, if I am talking in English, I just talk in English. I cannot quickly switch to Hindi. Some people are really good in that. Talent is there, like they can switch to 2 languages. I cannot do that. So if I am in one language, I talk in that. But they so much include everything. I think that is the beauty of this open learning, and not following any rules as such set by the society or whatever. And they use their own mind, and they are very curious and interested and observe anything and everything. And also cooking also, they are, especially the second one is interested in cooking. He comes and observes everything. One day I was very surprised to see some breakfast he was eating. He said, Amma, this is not at all tasty today. And nobody dares to comment on my cooking. And he said that. And I was so surprised and happy also. He knows now, like at 6-year-old only, he knows what is the taste and everything. He just observes whenever we cut vegetables and everything. He really interested in that. And the first one is interested in drawing and sketching and all that. So yeah, I'm enjoying, and it's really beautiful. And regarding this socializing, just I want to put one point here. I'm never worried about socializing. Some people may ask, like I have read that. So when you are doing this open learning, what about socializing? It never came to my mind. And they are with each other, and they are always playing. If I go to any group also, they are not at all interested in joining or talking to anybody else. They are into themselves, and they are enjoying. And another thing, I just in retrospect, when I just look into my childhood, I till now I did not have any friends in my student life. I got to have friends only when I started working. So that's how, like, even if you are in conventional school also, with so many people, so many friends, like of your age, so many students also like me. If you are like me, you don't have any friends. I didn't have any friends as such. And so that's why I am not worried about that also. So we are relaxed learning, and I'm really happy that we are open learning. And yes, that's it. And yeah, initially I had to do that. Like I was so in, I wanted to start. So thank you so much, Ratnesh, for allowing me and giving the opportunity to talk about our learning journey here. And yeah, thank
Nalini,
you.
a little about how is it been to be with the community, with other families as part of Aarohi, how that experience has been.
Yes, sure. So I know Aarohi. I got to know about Aarohi since like 12 years. So yeah, I'll cut short because and I went to campus also. I lived there, and I have been connected with Aarohi people since then. And I joined during pandemic. I joined Aarohi online community. Really, it helped me in as you know, when we are starting, we have this. Even though we say that okay, we cool, everything is cool. You have to have some, some pillar or some reference, some support system. So when I joined, that's why I joined. I was so happy that online community started, because we cannot go to Bangalore and stay there. So that helped me in supporting me and, validating or reassuring. In between, of course, we will have these self-doubts, and in between, everybody is doing something else and we are on the different path. So you want some community, right? And I really believe that I resonate with Aarohi. So that's how in that. And last year also I was part of that. So 2 years I have been part of that. And also, if now I'm not actively involved, but still I am part of the groups of all the Aarohi groups. And that helps me in reassuring and giving me that strength support, and of course, I'm thinking of going back when my children are not now. Also, they didn't come. So when I asked them to join me, they are not interested in joining. So whenever they are ready to join online and participating, because on behalf of them, 1 year I participated, I cannot go on like that. So that's why I took a break now. So it really it's a great help. All the families, Aarohi families, and everything was a great help for me in supporting everything, like in emotionally, mentally supporting, and really I enjoyed every bit of uh, being part of Aarohi community. Yes.
Thank you, Nalini. So I always say it's not like Nalini has two twins. They are triplets. One is Nalini and her two boys. They're all like 3 6-year-olds. That's the best part about Nalini's energy. She's like with them as they are. Like that. That's the most beautiful thing. So
Yes.
thanks, Nalini.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me invite Shakila and the boys. Let me spotlight. Yes, Shakila, over to you.
Hi. Hello, everyone. So I'm Sakila, and we are a bunch of four of us. So Kadir is my husband, and Adi here is the younger one, and Pawan here, who's getting ready for his dance class today, so he's not able to join today. Uh, so um, so my younger one is 11-year-old, and Adi is 6 years, and the elder one was schooled for some time, and it's there was a time when we ended up with dislike for homeworks. That was the base thing, and there was a tug of war. That was a three-ended tug of war between all three of us, excluding Adi. So we thought, okay, this is not working out, and that's when we thought, okay, we had known about Aarohi, but COVID gave us the chance to, during COVID time is when we thought, okay, it's not working, and then we jumped into open learning with support from Aarohi. And we were part of online and we were part of campus for more than 2 years. And we are still part of the community. So, the community, we just loved the community. And what it opened up was the possibilities to learn, the the immense possibilities to learn any skill, your life skills, or it could be anything, or how even each little thing we do in our everyday life can be learning. And the support from the community helped us to expand more. So initially, when we started, the younger one was, very young, but then elder one, he was just following whatever he saw from others. Basically, he was following others. He did not have his own things, and the space was quite open for the child to learn or explore anything. And that's when he developed his own interest, and he started exploring or developing his own interest. He moved on to explore himself or take up classes or explore from what others are doing or with a group energy. And the community also gave us the support to, you know, uh, reflect back, reflect on ourselves, and how to accept everyone. It's not just the child, it is, accepting everyone we are interacting with. So, which opened up possibilities to, go around and learn new things. And as we were in the space, what we identified was it's not just learning something, it could be dance, math, science, or anything for that matter. Uh, what matters is learning the soft skills, which is the most important thing which anyone has to learn, and the values. So the values could be different for different people. So we as a family, this is where we grew. We grew from opening up to learn in different ways, and then from there, exploring the skills whatever he likes, and from there we identified that we have to do the find a harmony in working together. we identified our values. So for each family, the value could be different. It could be time, it could be health, it could be money, it could be some basic skills. So, so we have built our, the way we work together around the values which means a lot to us, and uh, and then we keep discussing around our day. We meet, we meet every day in the evening, and we keep discussing, we keep brainstorming and sharing. Could be sometimes arguments, sometimes fighting, but then we also have learned to come back from the fight gracefully and sync up. So that was a amazing thing which has happened because of our association with like-minded people, open schooling parents who are part of the community. And yeah, right now we have a routine built up where some of them are basic skills, some of them are something which the kids like doing. Some of the basic skills, like my elder one has to cook, joins me for cooking every day. I mean, we cook lunch together, and that's a nice bonding time which we make together. And yeah, play time and TV time. I was not a TV person, I was not a board game person, but then I'm like, okay, I'll watch TV with you, so I'll play games with you, and all these are happening. And this little boy who's shaking his head here, he he has never been schooled. Uh, that's where I had learned. I mean, he has also given me the opportunity to observe him and understand how learning can happen so naturally. For the elder one, he had the opportunity to go to school for a few years, so he learned some of the basic math or English from school. But for this boy, he would surprise me a lot of times actually. He would learn letters, words. He would try to spell it by himself. He would learn math. I don't know where he learned math, addition, subtraction, or whatever. And also the soft skills, how you can actually really pacify people, especially when they're angry, when mom is upset. He knows the tricks. He knows whom to go for and ask for help and all this stuff. So he went for a sleepover last night and he was perfectly fine. He was enjoying there all time with the big boys. And he was playing the next day also till 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. in the morning. And, that was amazing for me because till 4 years, he was like, he would hang on to me. He would be just hanging, even now. But so, yeah, he's learning and he's socializing and he's interacting. Yeah. And it's been an amazing journey. Thank you.
Thanks, Akila. A little about how Pawan has, explored different things. A little about him also.
Yeah, sure. So some of the things which he has explored is, one is scratch programming. So he got introduced to it. He got 525. He got introduced to it through one of his friend at Aarohi, and then he had coded around. I didn't knew this. So one day I just opened up his profile and there were like 50 games in that. So he had explored so much, and so he had been a trek to Himalayas. He just ganged up with his friends at Aarohi, and they just said like they are gonna trek to Daira Bugyal, and they all went on for a trek. Uh, Perfectly fine. I was really worried about him, about his health, whatever, but he went for the trek and he came back. Now, when I think back, whether I can do it, I'm not sure. So that's how they were explored. And he's into so much of board games. He creates a lot of board games. He creates a lot of games to play. There's a special sports time at Aarohi where he creates a lot of sports games, new games. And he likes programming too. Now he's exploring programming. He likes, he likes Bharatanatyam. He likes to dance. and he's been asking for me for more than a year. Then, okay, I was not sure whether he's up for it. Then we enrolled him for a class among around 700 students in his academy. He is the second boy there. So, and I asked him, how do you feel when there are so many girls around? I don't care. He's like, I don't care. Do you really interact with them? They come and ask. Yes, I do. And even the girls who teach are the senior students, he interacts with them. So I was like, he's a reserved person. I mean, I wouldn't say he's reserved, but he talks less, is what I would like to say. I don't want to tag him like reserved, because he knows what he wants to ask, when to ask. And his teacher was worried. Even I was worried initially. Why is he not talking too much and all those? Now I have understood him. I feel I have understood him better. He's comfortable the way he is, and he's enjoying. It's not that he's feeling left out or he's feeling shy. That's the way he is. So what else? There were a bunch of things. He keeps singing, and he likes doing craft. Yeah, a lot more physics. He likes physics these days. That he explores those too, in electronics.
Thanks, Shakila.
Yeah.
This was awesome, and I'm always reminded of how Aati knew only Tamil and I knew nothing of Tamil, and how we could never really language-wise communicate, but we communicated in million other ways, and that gave me the opportunity to just observe how he explores his world. This has been truly
And
very, very inspiring. Me observing Aati has been inspiring.
absolutely, recently someone was trying to teach him Kannada, and he's like, okay, they are teaching me Kannada, then now I have to teach them Tamil. He made his own agenda to teach them Tamil.
Thank you very much, and I'm sure people would get inspired by what all you could share in this small duration. Thank you very much. Right, okay, so let's move ahead. Let's invite Advay, who is like, hey, come on, put me on.
I am
Yes,
the hero of every story.
yes, Advay, Nandini, and Prashant. Yeah, please go ahead. All yours.
Hi, this is Prashant, Nandini, and Advai. Advai is 13 years old. Um, I think our story is one of our close friends was homeschooling his daughter until high school, and we were always curious about the idea. We didn't know much about it. And then we kept meeting him and his daughter and found it very fascinating that they were exploring homeschooling. So she started researching about all the the homeschooling, unschooling, road schooling, and all of that, right? So she kept reading stories about it, blog posts and YouTube videos and so on. And then she stumbled upon Jenny Kids, which was Ratnesh's previous after school, I would say, or preschool, or previous avatar of Ratnesh. Doing his thing, Ratnesh and Aditi doing their thing. So we went to Jenny Kids when he was not even old enough to join, school. And we met, there was an event going on. We met a lot of people who were coming to Jenny Kids, and we were fascinated by all the kids that we met there. I still remember there was a 7-year-old girl who was giving PowerPoint presentations about her dance, and we were very fascinated with all of these kids. So we were checking with Ratnesh if we can put him at Jenny Kids, but then Ratnesh said, "Where do you live?" I said, "Panshankari," and he said, "Oh, don't come so far." And so we were fascinated with his answer as well. He refused to, not refuse, he kind of discouraged us from coming that far because it's going to be a lot of load for the child. Uh, so in our best wisdom, we decided to put him to Montessori. And 2 years of Montessori later, our feedback from the Montessori school was a whole bunch of things that Advais should correct himself in. And we were fascinated that the system is identifying issues in a 4-year-old, 5-year-old. So we were So that kind of triggered off a reflection. By then, Nandini had already finished the 25-week train the trainer program that Ratnesh used to offer back then. And we were kind of sold on this idea of not sending him to school any further. Uh, by then, Aarohi campus had opened in Hosur. We visited there. And once we visited the campus and we met a few other families who were coming there, we felt ki, okay, it's not going to be fresh. It's not going to be new. There are people who are already doing this. So we felt safe enough to kind of jump into it. For the first 2 years, Advai and Nandini would go every alternative week. And after that, we took a break and we did homeschooling entirely by ourselves. And then when the pandemic broke, Aarohi X started, so we became part of that community. We were part of the Aarohi X community until last year. It's only this year we decided to kind of go solo for a while. Uh, in terms of interests, initially we thought he wanted to be a carpenter because all he would express interest in is in carpentry. So we put together a small carpentry station in our backyard, and he would do carpentry every single day. Wake up, have breakfast, carpentry, and lunch, carpentry, and then play and sleep. Then again, wake up, carpentry, lunch. So it went on for a while, and then he went to a carpentry workshop, and he would actually write down saying he wants to grow up and become a carpenter, and all of that. And then somewhere along the way, there was a friend's wedding that we visited, and he saw a drone, and instantaneously carpentry went out the window, and all he wanted to do was build drones. And then that's how electronics exploration started. And he went deep into electronics, starting with simple capacitor, diode, and so on. He learned about creating logic gates using capacitors, diodes, and then we bought logic gates from SP Road. He would assemble them and make half adder, full adder. He would write these nice big diagrams for all the complex circuitry that he wants to make, and so on. And at some point, he started teaching people about carpentry. He would make YouTube videos, and somewhere in there,
And then he did the project at Aarohi.
at Aarohi,
Yes,
yeah.
I wanted to tell that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you tell that.
Yeah, so it was a morning, it was a normal day, and then Ratnesh uncle, as always requested, he came and told, want to do a project. And I am a person who always loves project. I accepted it. The night lights that automatically turn on when it turns dark in Aarohi campus, that circuit was designed by me and two other people, Atul uncle and Achalesh. They're sadly not here today, but yes, that was fun projects.
Yeah. So, and that is one thing that we've consistently observed, that he likes to study something in the backdrop of a project that adds some meaning to his life or creates some value to other people. He doesn't like to just learn something for the sake of it. So, I don't think, let's say, I can ask him to learn calculus unless he finds a need for it in his real life and he knows that it's adding value, some human value to other people. So electronics was a big thing for a while. And then I think around 9 or 10 is when he started watching movies and he observed animation, special effects, and 3D and all of that. And electronics went out the window. In comes Blender, 3D modeling and animation. And that took like 1.5 years. He explored a whole lot of 3D graphics. And during that time, our house construction was going on. So anything we needed to explain to our architects or to the carpenter, he would give us 3D models for anything we wanted to create at home. And then 3D modeling kind of gave way to VFX. So he studied a whole bunch of VFX from Skillshare courses. And then through that, he discovered DaVinci Resolve, which is a video editing software. So that's kind of what he's doing now. It's Blender, 3D animation, and VFX. And while this was going on, he kept expressing his interest he kind of kept expressing his interest in the form of what I would like to call as a vision statement. And he said at some point during one of our reflection sessions that he wants to tell stories to entertain people. And Blender and animation and VFX is all learned in service of that. So he would write stories, he would write screenplays in an attempt to, make animation stories out of it. And whenever he watches a film, he specifically watches it for VFX breakdowns and, how the storytelling is impacted by the use of computer graphics and VFX. Uh, and Manjumal Boys came out and he watched it. He really loved it. And then the director Chidambaram, he was giving a talk here somewhere in Bangalore. So we signed up. We went there and he met them. And all the questions that he asked to Chidambaram is VFX this, VFX that, VFX this, VFX that. So I started to get a feeling that he would really enjoy meeting a lot of these filmmakers. So we started kind of reaching out to filmmakers in Kannada film industry. We kind of regularly meet them now. And the one of he's met actors and directors and editors and VFX artists, colorists, and so on. One real value that he's getting out of meeting all these people is to know that all of these people are human beings too, and that's a big difference. It's not done by machines or aliens. It's just done by other human beings who are just as smart as him, and if he just puts in the effort, he will get there. uh, One of the beautiful things that we get out of being part of the Aarohi community is the trust and kind of safety in knowing that there are, 30, 40 families who are on the boat, much like us. When we first went to Aarohi, there were a group of families, and I'm still in touch with quite a lot of those families. And they were all 8, 9-year-old kids. Now they are 18, 19-year-old. Some of them have joined jobs. Some of them are starting off new businesses. Some of them are figuring out. Some of them have written in iOS. Some of them are doing their, bachelor's and all sorts. So we know that anytime we feel stuck, there's always a family that we can speak to and understand what to do next. And not just about open learning. We share a lot of our life with the families in Aarohi, and they in turn include us in their life. We've had all our families. We've gone through terrible breakdowns in the last couple of years, but then we share it all out, and we know that we are deeply connected as families. And then, should I fall, I know somebody in Aarohi is going to catch us. And I know that if somebody else falls, I'm ready to catch, another family. We are ready to catch another family in Aarohi. And that's a beautiful feeling. We are not isolated folks. We are together, although in different places. We're very together. So that's, I think, kind of brief about our journey. You want to add something?
Um, the main thing, okay, so there's one thing which might be a minute detail, but I feel it as a very big thing. The thing I like about Ratnesh is whenever I'm in the community or not in the community, since he knows me, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna give this a project, but see, I'm not giving this a project. I'm a client, and you're a business company with you and your friends. So I'm gonna give you a job. I'm gonna pay you. This is a business.
Yeah.
So first thing, I like that. I learn a lot of stuff, a lot of these business stuff and all. I really like that. I'm not a person who like to be taught like I'm a kid. I don't identify as a kid. So I like to be an adult, but I'm still 4 feet tall. So there's still a little bit to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the official accountant of Aarohi for a while, and that was great. We just enjoyed learning a lot of economics during that time. Yeah.
No, carpentry, electronics, and VFX are
The main things.
main things, but in between he has explored
A lot.
thousands of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like trekking.
Oh yeah, trekking.
And
Yeah, I
crafts.
don't like vacations. I don't like to go out at all. These two like to travel. I don't like to go. But my
With-
last vacation has been with the Aarohi community. Otherwise, I just don't go out. So that's kind of telling.
Even with our community, we have
Yeah.
been to a lot
Yeah.
of places. Many things, crafts, astronomy, recently finished one astrophysics course also. Lot of things. You want to add a toys making,
Yeah.
best waste to best.
Yeah, that was actually a big era when we would just like there's a lot of things that Amma wants to just throw away and I take it off.
Theater.
Yeah. So, and I used to store that and do a lot of stuff with that. And theater, yes. So that's the time of Aarohi X actually. When we joined Aarohi X, we were thinking of doing theater shows. So we would practice for like 4 months. And there's no teacher here. There is like 14 people. We come. We all have like zero clue of what theater is. 2 months later, we're like professionals and we're giving a show. So yeah, that's one of the that took like we have done theater for like minimum 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Lovely.
that's the story. Yeah.
Yes. So, Advay, what's your advice to all the people who are starting their journey on whatever, homeschooling, unschooling, open learning? Your advice. I'm not asking Prashant and Nandini, I'm asking you.
Uh, if you like one thing, just be sure you're not gonna like it 2 years later. Just just learn it because you want to learn it. That's it.
Super, super. Yeah, that's a huge piece of advice. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Advait. Thank you, Nandini, and thank you, Prashant. Yeah, super. So, yeah, let's move ahead. The clock keeps ticking. We want to hear from each family so much more. But yeah, okay, we'll switch over to Ruchika, who is waiting somewhere outside. Let's spotlight her. So we have had these boys' time till now. Nalini had 2 boys, Shakila has 2 boys, Prashant Nandini had 1 boy. Let's switch the channel to girls now. This half an hour is for the girls. Yes, Ruchika.
Hello everyone. I am somewhere outside. I hope these bus noises, these voices behind the background doesn't disturb anyone. More or less, our journey is kind of a similar journey like what Prashant just shared. For me, I have worked in educational background throughout my career, so I always had this question: is this the education we really want for our kids or for the future generation? Is this we really want to give it, or is this what I learned when I was growing up? Am I using it or not? So these kind of questions always used to come. And I always had this thing that whenever we have a kid, I will never send my child to school. I'll always keep my child at home or I'll do something. Though I had no idea that there is something like homeschooling exists that time. Some around, I'm telling you, 25 years backstory. But then Dhwani was born, I don't know, where we started sending her to school because she was a child. She is like a people person. She is all over. So I
Ruchika, we're
felt,
losing your voice in between.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Can
getting
you
a call
repeat?
actually.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when she was born and she person and I always had this fear initially that if I'll do this homeschooling for her, what about her socialization? How she will get to interact with people? So she has to go to school. That thought came to my mind. And we started sending her to a school, but back of the mind, things were not very kind of, satisfying. Oh no, this is not right. Something is missing. Something is not right. Something is not going the way we want it to. Like we feel the education should take her that level. I would say when she was in grade 1, she started showing a complete disinterest in mathematics. And me and my husband both coming from a background where we felt maths is very important. I'm telling you, I'll come to why this. And now we are total different parent. After 5 years, I'll tell you the story how all that happened. So we felt no, she should learn math. She should know how the math is. And this girl, she used to show complete disinterest, completely. No, maths is something I'm going to tear off all the books. If given a chance to her, she will vanish the entire maths from the world. Give her a chance. She wants to do that. Then COVID hit. And that was a time I don't know what came to us. And we started understanding if she is not liking something, why are we forcing her? Is this kind of an education we really want to give it to our child? Post education after 20 years, where she feels whatever have I learned, for what I have learned, I don't know what I'm going to do it with that. Same thing like what we were feeling it in that stage of our life. And I started as, doing my research to understand how this whole thing really works, how I can really do this homeschooling and then as, my research gave me n number of terms, which was more confusing. Road schooling, homeschooling, open learning, game schooling. It's a long list. I said, my God, what am I going to do? Which one I'm going to shop? It's like you're in a supermarket and you have no clue what to buy. Which one is going to suit you? But then I stumbled upon Aarohi in initial years of our journey in 2021, where I stumbled upon, okay, there is something like Aarohi and started following Aarohi. And I would say before becoming physical part of the community, I did lot of, I attended workshops, their page, I started reading their work, their website, and during COVID, lot of workshops, and this Jagrati was one thing which I got in, and was a turning point in my life to understand, oh my God, this is not we were thinking. This is really not like this way, the way we should do. So there, Aarohi has sown a beautiful seed in our life to understand that we actually have to do nothing as parents. It's very organic. It's very well will be taken care by the child itself. And now my daughter is 12. When we started this journey, she was 7.5 years. And last 2 years, this girl has given me, as I think, Shakila also said, that these kids, surprise us every time, every moment. We just have to just be there with them. Yes, you're there. You're trying out something like Advait said, maybe today you're liking something, tomorrow you may not like that kind of. So that beautiful understanding which Aarohi community has given us. Second is my daughter. Definitely my child has really taught us that learning is not what we think learning is. Learning is so organic. Learning is all about what you want to do at that moment. You do it. Tomorrow you may not want to do it. And it's okay. It's fine. It's completely okay. She says many times, I'm liking it today. Tomorrow maybe I don't know. Who has to think about tomorrow? She says very clearly, Mama, just chill, pill. And that is something we were having a conversation. She said, Mama, you have to learn to relax and chill. Really. So she keeps reminding me all the time that I will take care of myself. And after this 4 years of journey and 2 years with Aarohi physically, with being part of the community, listening to so many stories of other children, of families, connecting, interacting, so much, has given us a beautiful confidence about that we know she will do whatever she wants to do, and she's more clearer than us. We are worried about our future. Let us not be worried about her future. She's completely fine. And she is into multiple things. Yes, right now there are 3 things which are very much taking very beautiful shape. She's interested in fashion. She loves to dress up. She loves to, create some different kind of styling and all that. So now she goes to this academy called Color Ashram here, who are into natural color extractions and fabric dyeing, basically sustainable clothing, I would say that. So she's with them from last 1.5 years now. And she's learning about clothes, fabric, coloring, and so many things, how the sustainability can be very important part of our fashion. And along with that, jewelry designing, she's into designing, and she keeps making jewelry and keep gifting to people, though she doesn't gift me a single one, but she keeps gifting to people. That's what she loves to do. Chess is something she loves. She's crazy about chess. She says, I want to be an international chess player. She said, I don't know when that will happen, but I want to be. So it's like some days as interest drops, some days interest is so much that whole day she wants to play chess. Some days she doesn't even want to touch chess at all. So there were days I used to worry, but now I know she will do it when she wants to pick it up. And now there's another thing which she's exploring amazingly, where she's understanding her body in a very beautiful manner. Gymnastics. She wants to build her physical strength. And not only that, she wants to build her, in her nutrition. She's understanding what kind of a nutrition is required and how much I need to eat, what all other foods. So a lot of science and biology and how the body works. So all that she is quite interested in, and this is all has come from her side. Nothing from our side at all. I remember in Aarohi there is one child called Prahati. She's I don't know how old she is now. I think 9 or maybe around that time. So Dhwani has seen that girl climbing the trees just like that. So Dhwani used to be amazed how she does it. I'm so scared. But now, she built up her confidence that I also want to do this now. May not climbing the trees because there are no trees around our houses, but I can at least climb the bars in the gymnast. So she wants to go to her gymnastic class every single day, even after having so many pains in her body. And she is okay with it. So this is all decisions taken by her. She is leading now. We are just following her. And that is what is open learning is all about. Forget about her. I have become another open learner mother where I am exploring so many things in my life now. I'm doing so many other things. And this is all thanks to the community. This is all thanks to my own child who has really opened a different world for us to explore. Lot to say, time is too less. Feeling so overwhelming with this 4 years of journey. I'm really, really looking forward. But it's so nice to see these kids growing up when I really see the clarity. It amazes me a lot, they know what they want. We just have to be a support for them. That's what we have learned in this journey, and we are way to go. I would say that. Yeah. And she is right now in her cooking. Yeah, she is right now in her cooking workshop, and she is not conducting, but she's attending, and she loves to try out new different things. Now she has started another very beautiful practice. Every second morning, she wants to cook one dish for her father to take it to the office, and she wants a feedback from her father's colleague. She wants them to tell how the dish is, like how was the salt, how was the taste, and all. So why do you need schools for all this? I really feel that. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Ruchika. Yes, Dhwani is always in the present, and that is what I really, really admire about all open learners, all children who have brought me into my present. Earlier, I also think about future, but now future is just another dish you are going to get in the lunch today or dinner today. That's how far future is. Absolutely. Thank you, Ruchika. Yes, I know we can go on and on listening to your story. Okay, I'm just putting in some links in the chat just in case you need some information before we move on to the last guest today. Okay, so we have Srijini and Shreya with their parents. Now I'm saying it the other way around. The parents' name not, but the other way around. Okay, over to you four. Awesome. I will just spotlight you. Yeah. Okay, it's saying unmute us. Okay. Which I normally don't need to ever unmute these girls. Okay. Just 1 minute. I will. Oh, where are you? Just give me 1 moment. Yeah. Yeah. Now unmute, please. Srijini, now can you unmute? Yeah. Sorry.
Good evening to all of you. We started open learning. After open learning, our kids has started exploring their interests, and they learned how to learn, what to learn, and by using those techniques, they completed their 10th class examination and intermediate examination by preparing themselves. They hardly prepared 3 months. That is enough. For the whole year, they have prepared for 3 months only and got 84% of marks, apart from exploring other interests also. Later, they discontinued their studies. Now they are exploring their interest.
Yeah, our whole journey started like when we felt schooling was learning was beyond just school. So we thought it was important that we know like how we can self-learn ourselves and be aware of ourselves and then keep developing. So that's when they both attended Jagriti and we found open learning, Aarohi, and our beliefs towards education and learning quite similar. So that's when we joined in Aarohi, and it was a great journey for all of us. It was a transformation for all of us in our learning journeys. So it's been 3 years now since we are part of Aarohi. We both joined in CoVersity actually. CoVersity is like for the teens kind of a thing. So I have been exploring designing. I'm more into design. I've explored different branches of design from UI, UX, graphic design, logo design, interior. So I've explored these for 2 years, like 2.5 years. And it's been just 1.5 months now. I shifted to fashion designing, and I think that's something that I really love about open learning. Like keep trying something, and I never felt as if I have left UI UX or I left graphic designing aside completely. Whatever I have learned in that, I still apply in whatever I'm doing next, or even in general everyday life. So that's how it's been going on for me. And the community, we always have the community support and we have facilitators, especially in CoVersity, we have cohort. There are other 4 people like me and Srijini who are also part of CoVersity. And we all are in the similar journey of learning our interests and basically deep diving into our own interests. So that having a group of cohort of friends that we are very similar journey in, that we support each other has been something that I really love about doing open learning in CoVersity. Yeah, and one of the things I love about CoVersity or open learning in general is that we explore different things and learn things differently also. Like sometimes I go talk to someone and learn things, or sometimes I attend a workshop or just start doing experimenting things, and that's how I learned to bake. This is that's one of my main interests, and I learned different interests of mine like dance or video editing, writing, all in different ways. So that's what I love. There are like endless possibilities where I can learn and what all I can learn in open learning.
Actually, from the beginning, I am interested in learning. I need a environment which is not fear in learning. That's what I am searching for different schools. There I found Aarohi. From there, we explored and we are in the Andhra Pradesh. From there, we are around 500, 600 kilometers from Aarohi. Even though every bi-weekly we are coming to drop my kid in the Hosur and going back to the our hometown. We are both our parents. Even though we are able to do offline also with the Aarohi community, and Aarohi community has opened our eyes to the what is learning really. What is learning? That's where our perspective has changed, and then our approach is entirely different. In the meanwhile, we are searching for we are every time as a parents, we are where they are coming into the teens, we are bothering about the careers. There we stuck something, but in practical way, we are seeing the learning is happening anywhere in the world, everywhere in the world, anytime in the world. That is what we learned from the Aarohi. And at the same time, curriculum is also where anywhere there is a curriculum to develop, and teaching, and these are all things. It is learner's responsibility to learn, not the teacher responsibility. That's what I'm thinking, and we are really really it is our community, Aarohi community. Only because of the Aarohi community, we are open learners. Otherwise, it is not at all possible. And Jagriti and another thing, we have opened our eyes to the what is learning and what is another thing is that what is life, what is important to all human beings. According to our family, Aarohi community is the center point. We are thinking about the Aarohi community, and any doubts, anything, any help or anything we need it, all community will respond to the anytime and anywhere.
I think for me, also another main thing I have kind of learned after being an open learner is be more observant about myself. It can be about what I'm feeling, about what I'm thinking, or it can be also thinking from the other perspectives. So that was something that I like a main change that I have observed in myself, and that's something that I cherish a lot. Yeah, the environment that's created by all of us is very different. I feel it boosts my confidence because every one of us accept each other the way we are. We don't judge each other as such. So it's like a safe environment that we feel where we can express all our thoughts. Yeah, and be responsible for what we are doing.
And what about all the reflection that you guys fight and do together? Just tell a little about that.
So reflection,
Whatever the churning you all do as a family. Discuss and reflect and
we are taking any decisions or all those things, we are coming together and we will chit chat just like that. We are fighting each other. Where decisions are one way is some other thing. My wife is something different and kids are something different. I am in the something different. We are all in the different things to choose different ways. We are seeing the different ways. Even though we are all accepting each other's interests and each other journeys, that is where we are all sending every monthly vision board. They are while they are doing in the vision board every year, they are making their vision boards and they will make and at that time also what they are putting, what they want to put there, what they want to do. That is also we are discussing, and every month we are also discussing. But it is not the constant way; it is evolving.
Okay, so I'll take the last word that Vajra Prasad shared is this word called evolving. And that is actually the meaning of the word Aarohi. Aarohi means to evolve, to grow in that sense. So we are all the time evolving, and I think that's been the most beautiful part of this journey is we are evolving together, learning from each other, interacting, knocking each other, and reflecting with each other, and so on. So thank you very much, all of you, for taking out your time and sharing with all of us. For the people who have joined in today, thank you for coming in. Hope you got, um, if not insights, but at least a lot of inspiration from these lovely families. And yeah, the best part of doing this all together as a group is that we get not just connections and support, but we get so much energy from from each other. I think that's the most beautiful thing. So we can stay connected. We have a workshop tomorrow, which you can attend if you're totally new to this. And yeah, let's support each other in this whole journey. Um, and the whole idea of Aarohi has been that the child is the leader, and then the family becomes the core group in which this leader thrives, and then the community becomes the larger circle in which we all, as I said, connect and collaborate and coach and so on. Right. So that's been our journey, and thank you for being part of it. Just a reminder, we meet every Saturday, 5 to 6. Not every Saturday we have so many lovely families sharing, but we have that's more like a chit chat every Saturday. So you're most welcome to join us every Saturday, same timings. We also have recordings, almost more than 180 recordings of these meetups, because we meet every Saturday we have been meeting for last 4.5 years. So you can keep joining us and keep looking up at the recordings. I've pasted the link also. And yes, any other information that you need, you always have our WhatsApp number and you can connect with us. Yeah. So thank you very much. And thanks once again to everybody, Nalini, Shakila, Prashant, Nandini, Advay, and the AP gang, right? And Ruchika. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. And
Bye.
bye-bye.
Good night.